Hi guys, this is Sam here with Bargain Hunting Blonde, and today I am bringing you a review of the Hermes or Herbag, which I'm not sure if you pronounce the H in that, but I've heard it pronounced and said the Herbag. I don't know if that's correct. If it is or it isn't, if you know, please let me know down below in the comments, because I'm always trying to pronounce things correctly, but sometimes I just don't know. So this bag you have seen a lot on the runways recently for spring 2019. It is a bag that, like a lot of other fashion houses, they are bringing out again, as Hermes did produce this bag a little bit ago. It is on the lower, air quotes, lower price point for Hermes because, as you guys know, their bags get really, really pricey. See, you know, the Birkin and the Kelly, which can be tens of thousands of dollars, especially if there's some sort of exotic leather. So I was really surprised to see this bag being brought back. I actually bought mine in the spring of 2018, and it's just because I wanted to try an Hermes product, but I didn't want to spend a ton of money on a bag, especially say I got a Kelly or a Birkin and I didn't like it. And I wanted to see what the brand was all about. So I actually purchased my bag, which is this Herbag PM. And so this is the smallest of the size. There's also the MM and the GM, very similar to Louis Vuitton sizing. And I bought this from one of my favorite Japanese resellers, which I will link down below, their information. I got it for a steal of a deal. It cost me, granted you don't pay shipping or tax when you buy on eBay from the Japanese resellers, it cost me around $500, which is great because this bag not only has this black canvas that Hermes does, it also came with the lighter colored canvas. So you can actually switch out the bottom part of the bag, so it makes it look like you have two different bags, which is one of the things that really drew me to the bag. And then obviously the price point for an Hermes product was really reasonable, and I just really wanted to see kind of what the brand was about. This does have their leather and it also has the canvas, so it's like, why not give it a shot, see what this brand's about, see if I like it at all. So I've been using this for probably about 6 months. I will admit that I have a lot of bags, so I use it off and on, but I figured I'd do a review because I had not seen really any reviews on this bag. I've just seen a couple occasional comments on Instagram about how people don't like this bag. For me, I actually really, really like this bag, and I'm not sure if it's because I happen to buy the right size or I'm not really fidgety with openings, but let me explain to you guys about the bag. So as you saw, it does have two interchangeable parts, and you can get other colors besides the black and the lighter kind of white brown canvas. You can get it in like a navy. I have seen it in different like sizes. Like this doesn't always have to be so square, it can sometimes be really long. They also come where it's made into a backpack, which is really cool, but I just got the one that has the shoulder strap because that's the type of person I am, is I really like shoulder straps. The shoulder strap on this bag is not adjustable, and you can take it off, but it's not exactly easy. So let me show you guys how this bag opens. So kind of reminiscent of the Kelly and the Birkin, it does have these straps. So with this bag, you just pull and pull the other one, and it comes undone. It does come with a key belt with keys, because there's the little keys in the key belt. There is a lock on the back of this bag, which is the typical signature Hermes lock. I don't know how really locking that helps unless you actually see this little, I guess this like little punch out, little hole, will actually help you lock the bag if you lock the back of it, but I don't know why you would really ever do that. I think it's more for stylistic purposes. So once you've undone these two straps, you then, here, I want to make sure you guys can see it, pull down and pull up, and the bag is open. So what you guys will see is on this little stopper, there is, let's see if it'll focus, there is a little, almost like a hook that makes sure that the flap stays shut, which you can see does leave an imprint on the leather right here. That doesn't bother me because honestly you can't really see it, especially if the bag is closed. So once you've done that, the bag is hanging like this. You then just pull this and the bag is open. So this bag is mainly kind of just like a sack. It does have this back flap, which, as you guys can see right now, I actually have a pen and some cards in because I took this with me to a bridal salon when I was trying on dresses in Beverly Hills. So this bag is just kind of like very spacious. It's very much, you can just throw everything in it. Doesn't have a lot of organization, so if you're an organization person, it might not necessarily be the best bag for you. One thing I would say, make sure when you're looking at these online and used, that there's certain things you don't have to have with the bag. But make sure that you have this back stopper, or you are willing to create a back stopper for yourself. This is actually my second Herbag, and the first one I bought, I ended up returning because I didn't realize it needed that, and without that, the bag doesn't stay together well. So this little piece of leather actually keeps this part of the bag, besides the straps, attached. So it is vital, and I've seen people, I was on Purse Forum looking when I first got the bag, who are really creative and kind of made their own different pieces of leather, or Hermes ribbon, cardboard, you know, whatever you want to do. I just really wanted the leather stopper. So this, when you take it out and you take out the little straps around here, which you can see, will allow you to switch out the bottom part of the bag. There's also one other part of the bag that you need to make sure is intact, and that is this metal rod, which you can see says Hermes on the end of that. You need to make sure that's there, because that is really what is keeping this top part with the handle and the strap on. So in order to change it, you also have to, literally these ends come off, as I'm spinning one off right now, and then eventually you just take off this little rivet and you change the bag. It's really simple. I haven't had the little rivets fall off. I've read that some people have. I just make sure they're on there really tight, because that would worry me. But as you guys can see, when you're not closing the bag, it's just kind of, floppy, kind of like, you can definitely still carry it like this and carry it open. It'll be fine. It's not going to crazily fall open because you do have the straps right here, but it is definitely easier to get into. So most of the time when I'm carrying it and I'm kind of being lazy, I just end up closing this part, which is really easy, and then pushing this down and underneath that little rivet we were talking about, and that little hook, and it stays shut. So I'm a lot of times too lazy to deal with these straps when I'm out and about, unless I want it to look really prim and proper. So I normally just leave them underneath the flap, but you could easily stick them out if you wanted to. And this bag like this is pretty secure. Like when I'm carrying it around and jostling around and it's on my shoulder, it's not gonna open. I know some people don't like this bag because the opening to them bothers them, but that's all you really need to do to get it closed. And if you wanna have the bag look a little nicer, you can easily push these guys up and just push them through. Really easy. So as you can see, this bag is also really reminiscent of the Kelly. So if the Kelly's out of your budget, or you're waiting from the Hermes store to get a Kelly, I think this is a great bag to try out. I've really loved this bag. I actually carry it most of the time in the black and the brown instead of the lighter colored bottom. I've really liked it. It was a great price. It actually also came with its box, which is right there. So I think that's a great buy if you're looking to buy Hermes but you don't want to spend a ton of money. I love the Herbag. I've had no issues with it. I find it really not fussy, and you can find it in great condition for a great price with the other detachable bottom. So basically I got two bags for one for the price of $500, and it's Hermes. I did have it authenticated. I used Real Authentication. I think they are great. I use them for almost all of my authentications, well, actually now all of it. I used to use another service, but I just prefer the speediness of Real Authentication, and they let you know right away if the picture's not clear enough, they need another picture, and they're really great, and they get it back to you within 24 hours, and they even have a speed service that you pay another $20 and they get it back to you within, I think it's an hour. Yeah, an hour. So it's pretty amazing if you're really needing to have something authenticated really quickly. They're really on top of it, and I highly recommend them. And that's, one of the things that gives me peace of mind when I'm buying something from eBay is being able to authenticate it, because I love a good deal and eBay has tons of good deals, but I don't want to buy something that's not authentic and that is a counterfeit, because that's not something I support. So eBay, Real Authentication. It's depending on what you're having authenticated, it is $20 for most brands, and it is $30 for Hermes, just because Hermes has a lot more, people are trying to counterfeit them. Not so much the Herbag, but a lot of the Kellys and the Birkin, and Real Authentication has saved me numerous times with purchasing something that I was unsure about, and then they've been like, oh, it's authentic. I was like, great, I just got a great deal. Or if something I purchased and I was like, this seems off, and I was right and it wasn't authentic, and then I could return it, which eBay allows you to do if the good is not authentic. So This is my Hermes Herbag. If you have any questions, please let me know. Again, it is in the PM size. So as you guys can see, the PM is pretty big. It does come with a strap. You can also get it as backpack version, which is pretty cool. I would recommend the PM if you're gonna use it as a handbag. If you're gonna use it to travel, I think you could definitely get away with the MM. To me, the GM is kind of too big to do anything with, which is surprising because I'm a big bag girl. So for me to be like the GM is too big, it really is big. It's very big. This is probably about the size of I'd say actually a Neverfull MM, a little smaller, but definitely bigger than the PM. And so it makes it for a great bag. So if you guys like these sort of videos, you like luxury hauls, you like luxury reviews, please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you get updated every time I upload a new video, which is about once a week. If you want to see how I style my bags, please make sure to follow me on Instagram and on Facebook, which are linked down below. If you guys ever have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment box. I try to get back to you guys as quickly as I can. Thank you so much for watching today's review, and see you in my next video. Bye guys.